First slide on? Yeah, okay. Right. I'm just going to start by giving a bit of an overview of what the Foundation's been doing, a little bit through the COVID, brush on to all of our missions and values, but I mainly talk today about the UnitedAsOne programme, which is the streamlining and the pulling together of our equality, diversity and inclusion offer. It sits parallel with some of the unbelievable organisations we work with. So Show Race and the Red Card, No Room for Racism, and obviously in Kick It Out. So it's not a standalone, we just like to be part of the solution. So the Foundation and the club have been doing some amazing work. As I say, it was just a case of streamlining together and having this one offer that can people look to. We are the club's official charity. Brief overview to support local people in our community. After the COVID response, which, like the colleagues in the room, was supporting our vulnerable residents with regards to food parcels, getting activity packs out. The Foundation done a lot of work in schools during the pandemic for all the children of key workers, so we didn't stop working. So it was about having an offer that can give much back to the community. We wanted to lead by example, and we feel like we did. We're on track this year to engage 65,000 participants across the 4 regions we work: Newcastle, Gateshead, North Tyneside, Northumberland. We've got a staff team of 120 and 74 sessional staff members. So there's about 200 of us all trying to do the best for the footprint in the community. The Foundation itself is split into 5 categories. There's a Futures programme, which is about 11 to 25-year-olds. So in secondary schools, career pathways, employment opportunities to get people into jobs. Obviously, since the pandemic, we're trying to build it back stronger and get people really into the world of work. We've got a health and wellbeing department now with dedicated staff working, getting people fitter and healthier and active. They've just won a national award for a royal award for the Be a Game Changer campaign. I don't know if you're aware of that, but it's a mental health support campaign, and it's just currently engaged 3 million people across the social media platform. And the real difference that programme is Pete and Telma that they wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that programme. So that's really, really strong programme. We have a community team getting people back into employability who may have chosen the wrong path, more of a social inclusion programme. We also have a primary programme, primary kids, and also a pure football development programme. So we're really busy, we're really active, and like I mentioned before, we try to lead by example. I'll not read it all out, I'll leave it there for a couple of minutes, but I just want to talk at the bottom there about the values. We want to inspire our community in the 4 regions we work. I mentioned that we really want to lead by example. Come and join us, use the power of the badge, engage our community residents. Celebrate what we do. In England, in Britain, maybe not so much in Europe, we're a little bit shy and reserved about getting on top of the rooftop and shout about, we've really done a good job here. So if we're good, we'll let people know about it. And also be reflective. Take time to sit back and think about what you're doing. Is it correct areas? To make sure that we've got the right offer for the right people in our communities. And on the bottom there, our commitment to equality, diversity, inclusion, and that's what I'm just going to talk about today. The Premier League has got its equality, diversity standards, so that's where this all come about. It's the ask for us as a Premier League club to say that what have we got to include across our programmes to have the best offer for participants and supporters and the club staff itself. So it's not just a Foundation programme, it's a whole offer across the whole club. So we're all on the same song sheet, if you know what I mean. It's called the Planet, the Premier League Equality Diversity Standards. And all the clubs in the Premier League and some of the AFL clubs are working towards to get this standard. So that again, the standard to show that they're doing, promoting inclusion, tackling discrimination, through all the policies, all the procedures that we do. A lot of the leadership, the senior management team, everybody in the club has to be on board with this audit that the Premier League sit. Now they'll come and see what we do, and then there'll be a panel to discuss next steps, what we need to do better, or what we're achieving. panel comes to meet the foundation and the club and gives a 60-minute grilling, which is great. Because it's okay knowing what you don't know, it's okay to know what you know as well. So they're not here to catch you out, they're just trying to give you the tools to get there. All linked to the Equality Act, which I know you'll all be aware of, with the protected groups there. So what we do to assist that is we have a quality impact assessment framework which sits along that. So what is, so for example, if you go, say it's age, it's on our programs, what stops people from being on the programs because of their age? And if there is a barrier, can we put something in that program to remove it? Now, so to make the programs as inclusive as we possibly can. Now, we can't work across all programs. So, for example, a walking football session, a 12-year-old boy, there is an age barrier. That's just a barrier. So that's okay. But if it was, the 50-year-old couldn't go to the session because it isn't accessible to him, can we look to put a session on which is closer? So we currently have about 14 of the walking football sessions linked to the Big Game Changer campaign. So it's about having a look at our programs, of which the Foundation's got 51. Can we make them more inclusive? And can we get people involved in what we do? Come March next year, we're also going to put socio-economic group into that list as well. So is poverty a barrier of people accessing our provision? And if it is, and we identify that is a barrier, what can we do to put that provision on to make it accessible to all? So that'll be added to that. I think that's going to change for the protected characteristics anyway. The Premier League has got the standards, which I mentioned. And the top one there is the leadership. So from the whole top end of the club, and you hear from Lee in a moment, what are we all doing to make what we do at Newcastle United accessible to all? Challenging. We need to challenge if we see issues. And we make sure that all our insights and delivery on programme are the right fit for what we do. And obviously, can we continue the learning and the development across all of our 51 programmes? Like I say, we engage at the Foundation around about 65,000 in a normal year. But now we've got to make sure that it maps to this. And at the minute, we're starting this journey. So the Newcastle United is at the preliminary level. And we're getting ordered this year to move to intermediate to go to advanced. So we're on a journey now with the Premier League support to try and make sure everything we do is as inclusive as possible. I'm now going to let you watch about an 8-minute video rather than me just talking at you, to let you hear people from the club, from the top, tell you about what we're doing to make it as an inclusive environment as possible.
Hi, I'm Lee Charnley, Managing Director of Newcastle United, and I wanted to talk to you briefly about the progress we've made with our equality, diversity and inclusion agenda this year. We're absolutely committed to equality, diversity and inclusion at the club, and we know that it is the diversity of our players, employees and supporters that makes us stronger. We value difference here, and we strive to create an environment in which everyone can be and feel at their best. I'm really proud of the work we've done this year, and I hope that the video you're about to watch will help bring this to life. We know there's still more to be done. I've signed off our Equality Action Plan and will be keeping a close eye on our progress over the coming months. For us, achieving the equality standard isn't about doing things because we have to. It's about a framework that enables us to do what we know is right. It's as much about attitude as action plans, and I know that we have the right attitude to deliver on those plans, enabled by everyone at the club, our supporters, our partners and the communities we serve and represent. We have a shared passion and we're proud of the work we do on and off the pitch. What you'll see during the video aims to give you an insight into how inclusion looks and feels at our club and into the work we've done since you saw us last. I hope you agree that the actions we've taken over the past 12 months show our commitment to change, our determination and sense of urgency to create a culture of diversity, equality and inclusion. Initiatives like our sensory backpacks, the fantastic Memory Café and our accessibility passports are making a real difference to the community. And of course, our launch of United as One, which champions diversity and equality and is helping to put this at the heart of the decisions we make as a club and the way in which we do things here. We look forward to welcoming you to Newcastle United in the near future.
UnitedAsOne has made sure St James's Park is safe for everyone to come and watch us.
Being UnitedAsOne, we all know how much football in this region, in this area, has an impact, and how much, as we come together, the good it can do in this region. And I think it's important to celebrate everyone for who they are.
I think it really sends a message across to people about, they can just come to the game, enjoy, relax with their families, and not having to go to the game worried about anything. So I think that's really important for, obviously the fans, and it's just nice knowing for the players that the fans can relax at the games and just enjoy it.
It aims to make the club a more inclusive place to work. It kind of hopes to diversify our fan base, our workforce. It makes it kind of a better place to be.
Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, you're all classed as one person in one group, and I think it's like an amazing thing to have, especially as Newcastle United.
UnitedAsOne brand it's an amazing project that's been launched here at Newcastle. My understanding of it, it brings people together, fans, staff, and everything around the club, really. It's a great campaign that's been launched, and I was very, very happy to be part of it.
I'm really proud of the fact that such a big football club, which has such a global influence, has created this campaign and branding of UnitedAsOne, which will have an influence worldwide and encourage other firms and companies to be more inclusive of everyone. The goal
at the minute is obviously, we're doing well from it. People are coming to the games, they feel comfortable, and it's going to carry on that way. And if you get any people in the crowd that try and ruin it for other people, then consequences will be dealt with. So everyone feels safe and comfortable here.
It's just seeing everyone just coming together on the match day, and despite your background or ethnicity or beliefs, just different people coming along together to celebrate or enjoy a big day out.
No one can come to Newcastle and say that we don't include everyone and we leave people out, or we discriminate against everyone, because UnitedAsOne means that everyone's allowed here, everyone's accepted here.
UnitedAsOne is the club bringing the community together to be, as it perfectly well states, UnitedAsOne. We aim to do that in several ways. Across the board, we're doing initiatives whereby we have a sensory room, which is not specifically for autistic children, but adults with other issues can also sit in there. We were, I believe, one of the first clubs as well to offer free sanitary products. So again, UnitedAsOne, if we can help the community, then we'll do so.
UnitedAsOne means that you can come and support us no matter what background you're from.
UnitedAsOne aims to bring people from all different backgrounds together, whether that be supporters, staff, people who are already in our fan base, and we also encourage new supporters, new groups of people to be involved in the club.
It's important for us because it came from us. We're the club to really get it going and kick it off, and it just goes to show that Newcastle is.
I'd say what I'm most proud of is the Memory Café. I volunteer 2 hours a month to kind of help out. It's for individuals who suffer from stuff such as dementia, memory loss, Alzheimer's, or who are just kind of lonely and have no other place to kind of be. I know we've got one man who the Memory Café is the only thing he attends every month. It's the only reason he leaves his house. So it kind of means a lot just to give people that chance to kind of talk about the club, talk about the history.
Part of my job role is group bookings, so I have worked with the inclusion department to bring groups from all different ethnic backgrounds. I also work with the universities, encouraging students from all over the world to attend games. I've recently attended the Memory Café, which is great for people with Alzheimer's, dementia, or even just old people, and not such old people who are lonely. And it gets them out. Gives them something to look forward to each month.
We're very proud of our accessibility seating. We've got 234 wheelchair spaces around the ground, and many areas where we have flexible seats, flexi seating, so if someone has issues getting to their seat, we can always help them. Also very proud of the Memory Café, which I think is absolutely brilliant. It definitely brings the community into the club. Again, United as one, we've got to keep repeating that. That's what we want to be, United as one.
I am most proud of us launching the sensory backpacks for supporters with autism.
There's been a lot of work in this area for a number of years. However, the United as One campaign and brand enabled us to bring this together in a way that is meaningful for employees, supporters and the communities we serve. And having our ambassadors in place has really helped this too.
Everyone can keep embracing what we have and getting together and working together to be able to build a better future.
Just everybody to come together, not just for football but for each other, and also so we can have people from all different backgrounds at the football, at events at the club. Also staff members feel welcome regardless of where they're from or what their background may be.
I'm really proud because you do get a lot of diversity at football games. People with conditions, or people in wheelchairs, or different races, and people are only here to watch the game, so they shouldn't feel a way about coming. They're just coming to watch a football game and taking the atmosphere, and like I said, nobody should feel uncomfortable in the stands, whether it's to do with having a disability or their colour or their race or whatever. So it's just important, and it's nice to know that people will definitely feel like this.
We're one city, one club, one love, one United. That is our aim, one United.
It's not just about what we do, it's how we do it. And I'm proud that we are clear about our commitment to equality, diversity and inclusion. And I'm also proud that we see this through in terms of the action we take, both to make our club a place of welcome for all and to respond quickly and in the right way when action is needed.
Okay, just the video there just to show you that the foundation and the club are really behind this, from the managing director, the skipper, the staff, that we really are united as one across the whole board. When we have a game, that's displayed all around the stadium, both on the big screens and the advertising hoardings. And if you contact the 670, that goes straight to match control. So if you're at the football ground and somebody is, behaving in an appropriate way, it's solved immediately. Like I say, it's to support all the other organisations that we work with, but that's actually on a match day, it's reported straight to matchroom control, and that person who was causing some antisocial behaviour and inappropriate behaviour will be evicted straight away. We have banners all around the stadium to make it an atmosphere where people want to come and enjoy football. And again, the skipper was at the forefront of being involved in that. So these posters they're quite large, giant size, and they're all around the stadium on a match day. I just see a bit of advertising hoarding there, and the big banners that go through the games. So we also have the dedicated games where we have 4 coming up, which are classed as United One fixtures, and we get all the staff, the foundation staff involved to create, an atmosphere to promote these days that are coming up here. And again, the board on the side there, it's together. The whole approach from the club and the foundation is that we're together in this journey. Just step back a little bit where we were. So we got feedback from the Premier League about where are you on this journey towards being a real, safe place to come and watch football. So we sat with the Premier League. We talked about the 3 different levels: intermediate, advanced, beginners, etc. And we decided to come together and launch this brand in 2019. and obviously going forward, and it's a whole club approach. Where we were, I suppose, was probably a little bit like your clubs and foundations. The equality, diversity, inclusion sort of sat with the safeguarding side. So what we did is we decided to have a look at it and appoint some people to really look after this UnitedAsOne programme. So where it did, pre-2019, sit with the head of safeguarding, welfare and equality, we created the old inclusion side. So we had a head of inclusion, an inclusion project officer, and there's now going to be a foundation EDI lead. So we got through, although it runs through the whole of the foundation, the club, there's going to be 3 dedicated members of staff to drive this forward and train and educate throughout the whole club and foundation. We had successes so far. We got our own brand, Success. We updated all the policies, all procedures, all the bit that sits behind. And hopefully, if you saw the video, that's it's flowed straight into all the staff because everyone's behind this movement. And we've got a real, with the 670 number and all the the posters on the ground, we've got a real robust reporting process. We want to get better. We want to collect better data. We want to really train the staff, and we're going to be heavy on that going forward. Whether the staff training days and CPDs will definitely be rolled out quite a lot. And obviously, you've got to look at the data. Don't just produce data. We're going to look at the data and see what it is. The foundation does a lot of in-schools delivery with regard to this UnitedAsOne programme. So what I mentioned before, we do this in primary schools predominantly. Last year, of the 65,000, and this year, we worked with 27,000 primary school children, and of which this is a 6-week block of what we do. So we're trying to educate everybody. In the region, we currently work in 98 schools at primary level. So there's 98 schools, are getting this programme. So it's a 6-week programme, which is, we talk about culture, stereotypes, discrimination, hate crime, bullying, and just rules of a fair community. And the way we do that is we go in for a 2-hour workshop and produce a booklet. And at the end of it, we get the young people to challenge us with a couple of questions or a couple of points they've raised from that lesson to really feed back that we're driving home the correct message. But not only are we driving it home, that they're getting it and understanding it and feed it back. And we do that with 9, 10-year-olds because we think that works and that's where they need that journey to start from. Some may do it later, some may do it earlier, but we feel at the moment we're going there at 9 and 10 and we do that. So that's a real powerful programme. The community's massive. Obviously, all what the foundations you guys do. We're in the community with the UnitedAs Pride, local Pride Days. We try to get as much as possible to get this inclusive message across. The foundation itself runs the Newcastle United Panthers, which is our LGBTQ plus football team, and we train them and we assign staff to work with them. So it's it's a real powerful message that we are as inclusive as we can be. Data's quite a large part of what we do, and there's no point in just collecting data without acting on it. So there's a few slides there where we talk to the supporters, the players, the staff across foundation and club, and also participants on programme. And we've talked to the women's team, club staff. What's your views with surveys and getting them back? How can we improve? How can we make things better? How can we drive this message home? And what do we need to do? We're very open to receiving feedback, perhaps criticism, and then acting on that. So when we do get the feedback in, we then go in, sit as a team and think, right, what can we do with this? How can we make it better? A couple of points to note there about, when we got the data back. We got some headline findings, which we thought, right, so gender, ethnicity, age. With the local census, only 14.32% of our supporters are female, but the city's got a 50-50 split. So what we're not doing, how can we do better to attract perhaps more female fans in the stadium? 66.3% of all people who apply for jobs at the foundation or club are male. So why is that the case? 100% of the club and foundation heads of department are white British. Why? Let's look into it. We don't know, we haven't got the answers, but we're looking into that data now. Are we recruiting in the right areas? We don't know. So there's a start there needs put into, and a lot of time into to have a deep dive to find out why that's the case. 98.14% of the club staff of Newcastle, Newcastle United, Newcastle United Foundation are white British. So we're 16.24 under representative of where we should be. So let's look at the data and find out why we're behind schedule. So we need to engage our local communities better in different areas, new areas, to try and find different groups of people, participants, to perhaps look at our programmes and look at the employment opportunities at Newcastle United or the foundation. Again, 91% of the foundation staff are white British. Again, why? Let's challenge ourselves. Let's fix it. Again, 9.14% under-representation. So we're having the data, we're looking, and we're trying to fix things as we go. The local census for Newcastle upon Shine, average age is 37-year-old. Average supporter is 50, nearly 51. Again, why? We don't know. We've got the data, but we're missing out somewhere. So let's have a look at this data and find out and try and fix some of these areas where we think we might be off on the wrong track. The long-term goal, change mindset and better culture and make a difference through all what we do to make an inclusive programme. Future focus. Continue with this new brand as UnitedAsOne. I really want to drive this forward and keep doing it. Keep looking at the data to find out where perhaps we are underrepresented and try and fix it. What maps the data that's coming in for the people who live in our communities. We're quite fortunate in Newcastle United because from Newcastle up to the borders of Scotland, we work across the whole region. So we've got a real difference of community from your Northumberland, your real rural areas, to the actual inner city Newcastle. So we have got a broad range of participants and staff to pull from. So geographically, we're quite fortunate that way. And obviously, going back to the campaigns linked to match days, tough sanctions to make sure that it's a real hard line of it will not be tolerated. To help with do this, the Newcastle United Foundation has for 4 or 5 years been looking to put together and build a facility. And we're now at that point where we get the keys in 2 weeks' time and we start to move some of the programs we deliver into a new facility. I've got a short little clip here of a minute just to show you about where we're going to be doing some of this real engaging community work for the participants, young people of all ages, up to 4-year-old to 98 on the walking football, with regards to opening this centre. We'll get the keys, like I said, a couple of weeks' time, and we'll be operational from there on the 10th of January 2022. So it's really exciting. If you're in the area, you're coming to a match, please take us out. I'll take you and show you around. It's a fantastic venue. And like I say, it's been 4 or 5 years in the making. So I'm really proud that we've got our own venue to do some of this incredible work, which, it'll be a real hub for the city. And what we want to do with this building, it's called Newcastle. What we want to do with this building is make sure that the community think it's theirs. It belongs to them. It's not our shiny new building. It belongs to the community of Newcastle to come and use it. And there'll be a lot of provisions from that building will be cost-free. Come and use the facility. So that's what it looks like. I'll send you all a link to the actual real video once we get it. So St James's Park is about 300 metres away. So the strapline where our building was, it's a goal kick from St James's Park. So we found a site which was as close to the club as possible. So when people come there and you go on the rooftop pitch, you can actually see St James in the background. So it's quite iconic what they've done it. But I'll just play that video for a minute. Is that working? Got a video on there, guys? Yep.
Hi, I'm Shola Miobi and a proud patron of the Newcastle United Foundation. This community centre in the shadow of St James's Park is where it all began for me. With your help, we could really start changing lives for the better for generations to come. We are Newcastle United's official charity, and this is our vision for the future of our community. This is the next chapter in our remarkable story, in our city's remarkable story. For 10 years, we have coached, mentored, educated and provided opportunities. This, our new home, will help us do even more. It will connect the community, becoming a vibrant place to be for thousands of young people and their families, just a goal kick from St James's Park. It will be a state-of-the-art hub for sports, education and well-being, with programs delivered by our award-winning team. And football will be at its beating heart. We'll provide access to activities that will change people's lives for the better, giving them the physical and social benefits that only sports can. People of all ages and abilities can join in. We'll build team spirit, inspire confidence and improve health and well-being in our community. And it's about much more than that. This will be a place for specialised learning, for personal development, for new experiences. History is not just about what you did yesterday. It's about doing something today that will shape tomorrow. This is not just about constructing a new building. It's about transforming lives, giving a community a new lease of life and changing it for the better, forever. Join us, build a legacy and share in its success for years to come. Thank you.
So that's where we'll do some of this inspirational work. So just want to finish off by saying thank you for popping in today and listening to the UnitedAsOne programme. And obviously any questions you've got, grab us in the foyer, ask us now. And I can tell you anything you need about the buildings or the programme. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve. I would like to ask you all to stay put for a little bit longer because we're almost ready for the last part of this day, which is a part that I'm looking forward to a lot, a panel discussion about and also with women in football. So please stay put. We'll wait until the rest of the people are done and then we'll get started.